You're now clear. Okay, let's all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, which flag is on the side. I pledge allegiance to the
flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
For all. Yep, for all.
Jesse?
Okay. The notice requirements of the Open Public Meetings Act for this meeting have been met by transmitting the notice of the regular meeting to the Commissioner's official newspaper on February 1st, 2024, posting the notice where required, and filing a copy of the notice with the Commission clerk. The Delay Commission meeting will be audio and videotaped and will be shown on APTV, Optimum 77, and throughout most of Monmouth County on Fridays 28. Alan Hurst?
Who's going to be here?
I see.
Videos.
He's behind.
Present, sister.
Thank you. Asbury Park. Deal? Interlincoln? Here. Neptune and Ocean.
Here, Carol's here.
Tonight we have a resolution for the minutes of the regular meeting from September 19th, 2024. Someone please offer.
I'll offer.
Second.
Interlincoln.
There's one mistake, and it was just about, there was something missing, maybe inadvertently, but you remember there was discussion about the ownership of the flume, and Don had asked Bruce to take it over for him, and that's not in the minute. And I thought that it probably should be. We gave it a little bit of time for
That action was completed, so we'll so note that. Thank you.
Let me look at the very bottom. I think I didn't mention.
I don't know where it was.
Barbara's here.
Barbara's here, yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm gonna pause. Always good to have pause.
Of course.
So, okay, so I didn't hear what happened. Jesse, what did you say? Oh, so you're going to add that in?
It said he would like to ask Bruce Fromer. Jeannie, if you look on the last page.
Yeah.
On the
Commissioner's
minutes.
last word.
Okay.
It says Don Brockville, Chairman of the Commission. It said he's had it was very stressful due to the insurance issues brought on by the state. He would like to ask Bruce Fromer, Borough of Allenhurst Commissioner, to head a team to find out, I'll put in the word who owns the flume.
There you go.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Good job. All right, let's move on.
We didn't finish with the minutes. So who's offering the minutes?
I was gonna offer.
Okay.
As amended.
Interlincoln, seconded.
Angela, second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Bruce, do you have the treasurer's report?
Yes, I'll read the treasurer's report
Thank you very much.
with the consent and permission of the eminent commission head, Mr. Brockle. May I proceed?
Yes, sir.
Thanks,
So
sir.
take a video
So at
presentation.
the beginning of the month, the total on deposit we had was $97,347.19. We had receipts in the amount of $377.51. The total available amount is $97,724.70 before disbursements. There were disbursements in the amount of $4,607.93. The total balance being $93,116.77. Those balances being.
I gotta mute it first. Hold on.
This is high.
It's getting hacked.
That's it.
I'm not mid.
Good job.
Okay,
Nice.
we're not bidding any more people.
No.
Unless we recognize Dan, we're not gonna bid them.
There's John.
That's if they're not here by that time,
Right.
they're out, they're not out. Unless I recognize the name.
Yeah, got rid of him. He just comes in on a different name each time, so.
Yeah, that's okay. We will not admit them. Okay.
All right, if we don't recognize the name, they're not coming in.
Got it. Well, we got the dog upset here, that's all right.
Oh,
Okay, keep on going, let's go.
okay, Bruce.
What? Oh, sorry, Bruce. Can't hear it, Bruce.
Pledge allegiance.
You can't hear?
We can hear you now, Bruce. You were muted.
No, I don't know who muted me, but.
I thought there was a wild cat in the house or something.
It is, it's ridiculous.
No more than one.
No.
Okay.
Let that Bruce finish.
Bruce, go ahead, buddy.
Disable the TV.
He's-
It's all done. I read it already.
Yeah, during the week, nobody allowed.
What was the final total?
Sorry?
93,116.77.
You know, Bruce, could you just do it again? And what, you know, I think,
Absolutely, okay.
I think Ken
Do it
could
again.
cut out the noise. There was.
Balance on hand in the beginning of the month was 97,347.15. We had receipts totaling $377.51. The total available amount $97,724.70. From that, we had total disbursements of $4,670.93, making the total balance of the end of the month $93,116,070.77, which is divided between our accounts at the Manasquan Bank and in the New Jersey Cash Management Fund. That's it.
Thank you. Someone please approve the treasurer's report and to pay bills.
I'll Asbury Park.
Thank you. Second,
Interlaken.
Deal's got it.
Allenhurst,
Yes.
Asbury Park,
Yeah.
Deal,
Yeah.
Interlaken,
Yes.
Log Harbor,
Yes.
and Ocean.
Yes,
Boy, it's so nice to have
yes.
Thank you.
Every
6
day.
out of the 7.
It's pretty good.
So close.
I know.
So worth it.
Okay, Don.
Okay, well, you know what? I mean, I'm still shaken by the first one. That was pretty
That was
well.
very strange.
So anyway, I'm sure Ken could modify that. I'm gonna bring that up at the end of the meeting. I got a couple ideas. I just jotted down. But we're gonna go over old business. The new DEP stormwater management grant. For still waiting for the final our submittal of the insurance information, right? We're gathering that. We have Ocean has approved this. It's just a matter of getting the final quote, getting the paperwork and certificate of insurance. I'm hoping we get that in a couple of weeks. And then we can forward it to the state. The state's not willing to sign up and have us sign before they have that document, which I think is crazy because we're working it. So we'll just see where that goes. I might press them a little bit more with Vingo Powell, but I'm not sure if I'm going to do that or not. But right now, Peter, we think we can get back on schedule. You think, or?
I think we proceed as if we were getting back on schedule and then decide closer to completion of plans, whether we need to ask for an extension. But we should be very clear to the state that the extension request is not of our doing, it's solely of their doing. And they're implementing regulations, while they may be justified, totally different than anything they've ever done in the past on one of their grants.
Okay. Okay, so be it. Any questions on that? Okay. And Steve's been aware of this. Steve's been working it also.
Oh, it's great.
And Steve submitted some information. I think we're supposedly getting back the old money. I think it's about $49,000, and we're in the process of getting that. We had to leap over tall buildings, single bound, just to get the DEP to understand that they were wrong on asking us for submittal of small business contractors. They wanted, there was 3 or 4 different contractors delivered nursery items that they want us to complete taxation forms and various other forms. And we said, that's wrong. We told you it was wrong, and we're not going to do it. So they backed down and gave precise information, and that was the end of that. So okay. Shoreline protection. A bunch of things happened recently. There was a couple of letters that I received because I'm near the property. I guess the property owner or the person that was selling the property is looking for a delineation from the state for store what is it? Shore, what is it? Wetland, wetlands, right? Whether what part of the property is it with wetlands? I submitted a letter based on my history, my personal history of the property as a civilian, and I sent it to the state. It's over on Corley's in South Edgemere. It's that long ranch house. I think it's 527 or Corley's 520 Corley's Avenue. It's in multiple lots, most in Interlaken and one in West Allenhurst. So I don't know what's going on with that. I didn't hear, Peter, did you hear anything back?
No, we probably won't hear anything back until they'll get a response
Okay.
and then decide how to proceed with whatever they want to do in the project.
Jeannie, there's also, I know Jeannie's got a house next to her, and there's another one down the street next to the Methodist home. That's Methodist church that's for sale. And there's some discussion about that particular property and putting bulkheading up. And I don't think there's bulkheading there, or I don't think there's bulkheading there. So the answer I gave, there's no bulkheading, they probably can't do it. But they can't clean up the property. There's a lot of bushes, you know, they may want to cut down trees, which obviously we don't like. They can trim them back and put in bushes along the way. But it's a very sensitive area. I mentioned that to Asbury Park when they called it. But it's right next to the Methodist church on the lake. So that's just 3 properties I know about recently. And I know some of the towns are planning to do some things, and we probably should maybe draft a letter up to the towns, maybe, and see if they're going to be doing something. Give us some information, give us some word if they're going to do it. What do you think of that, Peter?
I think it's important because I know right now Bruce called me today to evaluate something in Allenhurst. And apparently there is a open space grant application to the county for some improvements along the shoreline of Deal Lake.
Right.
And it would be appropriate for the Deal Lake Commission to contact the town.
Sure.
And ask for input.
So I got something now? Up through every town?
Steve and I will look at it.
Yeah, well, you know, one page thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we really need to let these towns know that if they're going to do any kind of work within 50 feet of that of the shoreline, that they have to not only notify us, but they've got to be in communication with the state DEP. And they must do that, or they're going to be in violation of the law. And it seems like at least in my town that may not be happening. I'm not sure exactly. I just got wind of it today. So hopefully we really should send a generic letter out admonishing the towns that they remain in communication with us for anything which is adjacent to the shoreline and certainly within 50 feet of the shoreline.
Yeah, agreed, Bruce. I was just going to say, I don't know if you remember this, but we worked on putting something together for all of the construction departments. So a statement that would go either attached somehow or on their website that says for any permits for any lakefront work that they contact the NJDEP. And we asked Asbury Park to do.
This is different, Jeannie. This is specifically to the towns.
Right, that's what I'm talking.
Nothing to do with the landowners. It's specifically.
I'm talking about the towns, asking the towns to put it on their websites or on.
Jeannie, we're gonna take care of the letter. The first letter is discussing the information about the towns doing work on their property, and then that's what we're working on now. We already did that with the shoreline protection.
No, I am talking about the towns. I'm talking about contacting I'm doing it with Asbury Park, with the construction department, to put it on their permitting section that you remember we developed that with Steve, a paragraph that states that any lakefront property owner needs to contact the NJDEP before proceeding with any construction work or any landscaping work.
And each commissioner can do that in the.
I can send out that for what we developed, that paragraph that you can share with your construction departments in each of the towns. If you'd like to have that, I'll send it out to everybody. And
send it to me first, okay?
Okay.
No,
Right.
Let's roll on. Chief, please. So Peter, you're good with it?
Yep.
So maybe next meeting,
We'll talk about it.
Okay, cool. And that'd be a draft. What else? That's it for the shoreline protection. Any other questions?
Yeah, can I just make one remark?
Sure.
We really need to get that letter out quickly because this thing with Allenhurst, it appears to be on the agenda for November 12. So we really should, let them know immediately because they're planning on doing some things along the banks there, a river walk, from what I understand. revamping the dock over there. So if we could do that as quickly as possible, that would go a long way. Thank you.
Okay, yeah, the one thing about Allenhurst is they're gonna rip up that bridge. That's gonna be a disaster in West Allenhurst and Allenhurst. And that's gonna be tied up for four years or so.
And they may not be thinking about that, I mean, so that's why they should come to us.
But it's gonna be some time to build that bridge, and there's prep work. I mean, so whatever you do now is probably gonna get destroyed when they put the bridge in. So they have to.
This relates to this, so I'd like to add this in. I don't know, I asked Steve if he knew about it, he wasn't sure, but the New Jersey Department of Environmental Protection instituted a new requirement to all municipalities that they adopt and enforce a community-wide ordinance covering tree removal and replacement, and all towns in New Jersey had to do that by May 2024. So, and it's part of the effort to manage stormwater runoff, particularly in the face of climate change. And you can go to the site and see it, but this is what's happened as a result of this new requirement. All of the 7 towns we're talking about that we represent adopted a tree ordinance for their towns. They call it tree replacement removal ordinance. And you can see on each of the towns on their websites what the new tree ordinances are. So basically, if anyone wants to remove a tree, even if it's from private property, they must replace it with a tree of a similar trunk diameter or multiple smaller trees on that property. It's not an ideal. Municipalities can do a better job than the model that was sent out, but it's a start, and it's something that we've wanted to see happen. So I just wanted to let everybody know that all towns have done that as of May 2024 now.
Now enforcement, big thing is enforcement, right? So.
Yeah.
Well, it is an
We'll see that.
MS4, it is an MS4 requirement. So it's not like just some kind of out there in the ether type of thing. It's an MS4 requirement, that has been put on the town. So it is significant, and it is something that is backed by legislation and by rules.
Right. Okay, thanks. Thank you. Okay, we're gonna keep on going. Goose, we got the Goose remediation report. Got the Goose remediation report. You all have copies of it. I sent that out with the package. And the good news is, in the last 2 years, we removed, over 80 eggs, if I read that right. That's a lot. And this year was 46 eggs, 11 nests. We're 1 nest higher than last year. And what about 12 eggs more? So that's a major success story right there. And that's capturing all the eggs from all the towns.
Now, when you send this out, Jesse, this information will also go to the towns when you send the bills, right?
Yep.
And you're sending also the bills to the commissioners? I'd like to have that copy. Because I'm gonna be meeting with the town.
That's why I sent this paperwork to you guys, so.
Right, but I don't have
Just
the
want to
bill.
mention that, and let's move on. Here we go. Reestablishing a joint meeting. I also sent to you guys the copies of the resolution that we approved last month. And Jesse and Hunt worked on the final wording of the addendum. So, and that was done, and that's going out probably next week. You'll get the copy. Well, you got the copy. That's gonna go out next week to the your clerks or managers, city managers, town managers, and that'll go out in that process. We don't think we need any push from any commissioners, but just if you have questions from them, they could give you a call and ask. If you don't know the answer, give me a call and I can help you out. But right now it's going to be going out in the next 2 weeks. You might get some questions. And it doesn't have to be done immediately. The way I understand it, it can be signed next year. We're getting the last final document signed by Asbury, hopefully next week, and we'll move on with that. So that's that. Okay. Any other questions on that? That's fall cleanup coming up November 9th. November 10th on the Key West. We'll see. But if I don't get stuck in the lake, that'll dig me out. We start the lowering of the lake on November 3rd at night, Sunday night after dark.
I sent in the plan.
Right, and I'm thinking, you said about the advertisement in the coaster, what, can we also put in there, add the information about November 3rd lowering, so people can,
Oh, sure.
right, so they can have time to clean up around their lake if they want to fix their dock. Alan is actually going to take, I think they're going to take out the fountains at that point in time for the winter, so they don't get damaged. So I thought that was a really good idea. I made a barcode, we probably should mention the barcode. Now,
And you know what, I'll send it to the towns that have
sure.
the message boards.
Oh,
and they can
good.
Put it on the message
Okay.
boards.
Yeah, and if we can pass it along to our folks in the towns, that'd be great. But and neighbors that you know of, and we'll get it on Facebook, we'll get it on the website. That we're gonna be lowering the lake starting November 3rd, and folks are gonna have 2 or 3 weeks possibly, depending what we have rains. And right now, we're not having all that rain. Of course, that week we'll probably have a monsoon, but we'll see. But there's a lot of debris in the lake. We'll have Monmouth University there in mass. We will need captains of various different locations. Lake Carol's got that with maybe Steve. You're here that week?
I am here this, I just have to figure out when I'm
Okay.
working and when I'm not
Okay.
working that weekend.
Okay. And I know Anthony DiStefano, I think is gonna help out Carol. I asked Anthony, so I think Interlake is covered. But we got a lot of other Interlock Harbor area, Asbury Park, and I'm not sure we're gonna have people for Sunset, maybe Sunset. I got to talk to Ford. But yeah, we're gonna spread them out, have a couple of people in Allenhurst. We're gonna have the Colonial Terrace folks, we'll probably have people in Lollipop.
I've heard Wanamass schools have been told,
Yeah, did they? Oh, were they?
yes.
Okay. I know they're doing the spring, but I didn't know they were gonna do the fall. So that's good, that's good.
Just,
And some of the kids can do, and you can do it anytime that week. It doesn't have to be particularly on Saturday. But we're gonna have the Monmouth College kids, so we're gonna maximize the use of those Monmouth College students and get them a little.
Are the Stroke Your Echo folks coming?
Say that again?
Are the Stroke Your Echo folks coming? That have come
Yes, they
before?
are. That's Monmouth University's already coming, and that's.
No. And how about the Lake Hopatcong folks?
I don't think so. They know about it though. I haven't got a confirmation from them yet.
Brookdale has a school as part of Asbury Park. Does Brookdale know?
The cooking people?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
they gotta cook for us.
that'd be nice. They can
I never
react.
thought about that. That's a really good idea.
They do breakfast.
Oh,
Oh, it's right there.
do you know them? Do you work with them?
No, I just,
My
I,
son goes to school there.
okay.
Maybe that's where we store. That's where we-
Danish and coffee in them, that'd be pretty nice, right? Before we get our hands dirty. We'll talk about it. We'll look into it. You guys can look into that. That would be awesome. That'd be a big benefit. Yeah, I like it.
So
Okay.
we have-
Hey, Don, remember to record all of the in-kind services because we need that for the
Oh,
new grant.
we gotta get that damn thing signed, huh? Before the cleanup. That's what we gotta do. I guess it counts. I guess it counts now, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
Because-
I would still record all of the in-kind services, associated
Okay.
with the, with the cleanup.
Yeah, we'll have the numbers for sure.
Also, I notify the Asbury Park Superintendent of the Department of Public Works, and they will be cleaning out the MTDs.
Okay, great. Yeah,
Nice.
and hopefully they do it that week because by Tuesday, it should be low enough for it to clean. So after Tuesday would be out.
I gave him the date. I'm still waiting to hear something back, but I gave him the dates and
Okay.
I'll let you know.
Okay, thank you. Write that down, that's good. MTDs.
Do you want to do the?
Okay.
I mentioned
We have 2 motions to go to take care of. Go ahead, Jim.
But a resolution to authorize me to advertise the 2024 Deal Lake Fall Cleanup in an amount not to exceed $400.
So moved.
Second,
Interlincoln?
all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Then we have another one to authorize the commission chairman to purchase supplies for the 2024 Deal Lake cleanup in an amount not to exceed $300. Someone offer?
Alan Hurstoffer.
Second? Jill?
Interlincoln?
Got it? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Okay,
Yeah, and be honest with you, I usually only buy stuff that's on sale.
if we need it.
So if we need it. I think I bought some grippers the other day from Costco that were, we actually are low numbers of grippers. Monmouth University, I'm sorry, Monmouth County's going to be there for us, and I told them we're going to need a lot more grippers because we're going to have a lot more people. So. And of course, weather dependent, right? We try to do a rain or shine, but hopefully it's shining and relatively warm.
I haven't
Instead of
heard
raining?
about how many show up.
Over 100,
Okay.
maybe 150.
No,
But the
I
fall one's
just,
big. It's big. Yeah, there's people all over.
I just,
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah.
It's
Weather
fun.
dependent.
Oh, something different this year that Josh recommended, and Josh is going to be out of town that day, but I'm going to let him go a while when he gets back because the lake will still be lit. But we bought 4 sets of magnets, with fishing magnets. So we'll have some fun with the kids, and we're going to put teams up on the bridges to fish for bikes and whatever else we can't see in the water. So hopefully
Cars.
they pull a car or anything like that. So.
Yeah.
That's gonna be the fun part of it. So we'll do the main bridges going across the lake and see what we get. That's it.
Any new business?
New business. Any old business that I missed? Okay, we're going to new business. I'm gonna let Bruce take this one. That's Flume ownership, and I know Bruce met with me. I gave him a tour of the Flume area. Then he also met with Peter. So I'm gonna let Bruce, take it from here. Go ahead.
So from what I understood, the project was to try to make a determination as to the ownership of the flume. And I walked out with Don, and it looked as though the gatehouse, the flume, the sluice gates, the outfall, it all looked like it was right on the border of Lock Arbor and Asbury Park. Jesse was kind enough to produce some documents. I believe the document was dated August of 1920. And that document was an agreement between Ocean Township, which then was the owner of Lock Arbor, the property where Lock Arbor now is, I should say, and Asbury Park. And the agreement was between the two of them to create this flume and gatehouse. I then went over to Peter's office. Peter had a lot of sketches and drawings that we looked through, and it's almost astounding that this property line between Ocean Township, now Lock Arbor, and Asbury Park almost perfectly bisects the gatehouse, the flume, the sluice gates, all the way out to the outfall. It's just absolutely remarkable. It is on either side. So where the property line is, it's half Asbury Park and half Ocean Township, now Lock Arbor. We did not find any documents that showed what happened in terms of the building of the gatehouse and the flume. Someone was obviously contracted to do it. I believe it was at a cost of $10,000 to each municipality back in 1920. But we don't really know who was the one responsible for building it, although we know that the two towns contracted some contractor to do this in concert with the county and the state. But who actually owns the mechanicals? We really couldn't come to any conclusion on that, except that, we're the ones that, meaning the commission is the ones that have been putting up the money and getting the grants and the loans and or what have you to do the improvements. So I think that kind of the conclusion we can draw is that the state is the owner of the lake. The towns, the two towns own the property of where the flume and the gatehouse are located, and we're responsible for being the custodians of the health of the lake. I think that's about the best we can do, although without actually going crazy. And I'm not sure we want to do any more. Remember that this whole question came up because of the insurance situation. And I don't think it really matters, frankly. I mean, I as an attorney, I'm aware that you don't need to own something to have an insurable interest in it, and to be able to procure insurance and things that you don't necessarily have the ownership of. So I also understand Peter was going to create a sketch which we can put on the website, which will show sort of like a map, survey map, where you can see the different things and where they're located on the ground. I think they like to use the word, the surveyors, on the face of the earth. And you'll be able to see all that once we get that finalized and posted on the website. So that's all I have.
Wow.
Thank you, Bruce.
I thank Peter. He's
The most interesting thing, though, if you go down there and physically look at the land on the ground, the street, the parking spaces are Lock Arbors right in front of the flume. And the road, there's a defined line where the road ends in Lock Arbor and Asbury. And it looks like the flume house is in Lock Arbor. So the guys that did the road work are, a little bit, their lines are different than what Peter has. So it's pretty interesting. And if you do a GPS check of the Asbury Park parking lot, you'll find that when you Google it, you'll be in Lock Arbor on the north side of Asbury Park parking lot. It shows it as Lock Arbor. So it's crazy stuff, but I don't know who's drawing the map. But Peter's map is the original map.
I'll just add, thanks to Bruce for his direction and guidance. And what will come out of this, we'll have a map that shows the lake, the gatehouse, the flume crossing Ocean Avenue, the flume extending to the surge chamber, which is the large open structure out on the beach. And then from the surge chamber about 400 plus feet further to the outfall, which now occurs in the middle of the Deal Lake Jetty.
Right.
So we'll have a plan, and it shows Lock Arbor on the north, it shows Asbury Park on the south, and we have survey drawings showing each town as an easement.
And Cass's property is surveyed right in the middle of Flume.
That's exactly right, yes. And the Asbury Park property, that's the parking lot now, was the Marine Grill site. So,
The road drawings you don't have, right? Or did you?
Ocean Avenue?
Yeah.
Yes.
We do.
We repaired Ocean Avenue in Lock Arbor after the Superstorm Sandy, when the storm actually lifted the asphalt up.
So the road, the property, the parking lot, the parking spot in front of the Flume should really be Asbury's?
No,
No?
no,
Okay.
I don't believe so.
Okay.
Although, no, I don't believe so.
Okay.
But it's very interesting, and what we'll have is a drawing. I have the 2002 plan where the DEP extended the flume, and that's when they put it internal to the jetty. I don't know if anyone recalls this, Margot may, because I raised a stink about it. When they proposed that jetty reconstruction, they had it going on an angle into Lock Arbor, which would go like 35 degrees into Lock Arbor, right into their surfing beach. And they actually were going out to bid with those drawings. And I did what you just did on that single property. I wrote a letter, we did a little more than just write a letter, and they realized they were making a mistake and they brought it back into the jetty. It's been working fairly well now, Don, wouldn't you say, in terms of controlling the outfall to store sand buildup?
Sand buildup, then
Yeah.
flush it out easily. I think the
Yeah.
fish are coming in, so.
That's good.
And well.
So thanks, Bruce. You did a great job.
And as a historical note, when we took a look at those drawings and saw that the property lines between the two towns almost perfectly bisects this flume, one has to conclude that the two towns did this on purpose. For what reason, I don't know, but they did it on purpose so that each of them could claim that either ownership interest or maintenance interest, or maybe because one didn't want the other one to have complete control. Who knows what the reason was, but it could not have been an accident.
I don't want it. No, you don't want it.
Great.
Okay, thanks, guys. Next subject. The next November meeting, we have no November meeting. It's December 5th is our next meeting.
Right.
The question is, and this leads to another question. Do you want that to be 100% Zoom, or do you want it to be hybrid in December? What do you guys want to do?
What's the date?
100% here.
December 5th.
December 5th.
For me, hybrid is best because I may be in Florida. I don't know. For me, hybrid's always best, but whatever. If I'm not going to be there, the commissioner from Allenhurst can be there. So whatever the commission wants is okay with me. But it would ensure that we'll have either myself or Tony morrow if we do a Zoom.
Okay.
A hybrid, I mean.
Because it's Thanksgiving.
Yeah, the question also is, do we do Zoom hybrids every meeting, or do we do something different? Do we, in the wintertime, we do Zoom, and I think the annual meeting in January, we're gonna have to do a hybrid, but it's only gonna be open to the Zoom ability of the commissioners can come in and the staff, but the public will have to be here and make any comments because it's a long meeting. That was one thought. And we can talk about that in the December meeting of what we're going to do in January, February, March. But just think about that. If you have any ideas, jot them down and email them to me, and we can propose them.
Is it legal to have a public meeting? I mean, to have a meeting without the public being able to act?
I didn't say that. I said the public will be invited, but they'll only be able to comment if they're present at the meeting. That's what I don't know if that's legal.
Yes, it is.
It is.
Legality, you're gonna publish the meeting that it's here.
Yes.
As long as
We'll have
you've
a
done that,
hybrid,
they have
we'll
an
have a Zoom
opportunity to-
hybrid, if you like, and for the ability to tape it, number one.
Right.
And if they want to watch it and not comment, they'll have the ability to.
Right, but as long, they have a right to come down and say whatever's on their minds.
Now, the second thing, which just popped up twice, do we have to put something in the Zoom, in our meeting announcements that say you have to be on the Zoom prior to 7 o'clock, so we can pre-screen the people, and they have to show they have to show their face, they have to show their image. Because, we can screen them out right away. We don't have to, we don't have to start recording until we see everyone. So that's what I'm thinking to solve that problem. We will not let
That might
anyone.
be a good way to go about it. What you do is you lock the meeting at a certain point.
Okay.
Okay,
Just say that meeting will be locked at 7:10 or 7:05 or whatever.
And another thought too that I had, and I think I brought this up a long time ago, that having the same meeting idea for multiple years, that's an invitation. People know when the meeting's going to happen.
Yeah.
They know what time it's going to happen. All you need is somebody to be slick, pop themselves in there, and then you got a problem.
you want to change for the next year, start in December?
Well,
It'll be a new Zoom, new Zoom.
Start now.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
changing so you don't have a recurring.
Why don't we that's a great idea, Ken. Why don't we just do that for start the next meeting, and we'll go for the year, and we'll see how it goes, and then we'll change it from year to year. I like that. Because that was pretty, well, that was the first time that's happened, I think.
Bizarre.
Yeah, that's strange.
Be 100% honest, I'm surprised we didn't get nailed sooner.
Yeah, we talked about it in the beginning about not having it a recurring meeting then.
Yeah.
For that
Ken,
reason.
Ken, would you recommend we change it more often?
What? Yeah, change it more often, I would.
I don't know if we have to do that. Let's try, let's just switch it and see how it works, okay? Let's not get too crazy, I don't think. Maybe in 6 months we'll make a different decision, but let's keep it at least for 6 months and see how it is. What else? But the idea about, Ken, the idea about have anybody checked in by a certain time, and then they'd be locked out, right? I mean, we'd have to announce that. Is that correct?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, very good. And that's that. That was exciting.
Do you want to do that for the next meeting then, everyone? You want to make it like
Sure, right?
locked out at what, 7:05, 7:10?
Well, we'll start the meeting at 7:05, and we'll get everybody in by 7, and we'll officially start at 7:05.
7:05, it closes the Zoom session.
We're gonna lock out at 7:05.
That's good.
Okay.
And be
Zoom
honest, I can
session.
see people coming in. So if I don't recognize a name, I don't have to let them in.
Right. We don't let them in if we don't know them.
Well, we can in the beginning. We can. They have to let them in. We have to see their image.
Mhm.
I think we can do that, Ken, right? We can see their image beforehand or not?
You can, yeah, you can kind of do it, but I mean, situations are so fluid. So,
I shouldn't, you know what? It looked like a bizarre name. I didn't recognize the name. And it hopped around. It actually was funny. It hopped around my screen, Ken. I couldn't catch it, so I muted
I
it
saw
first.
that. I saw that.
Did you see, was it popping on your screen too?
Yep.
Yep.
All of ours.
A lot of things were hopping on that screen. Wheezy. Anyway,
Well, you could say 7:05, the public can come in on Zoom after 7:05, but then if a commissioner's running late, they can always try to get in and you'll know who it is and let them in.
The name pops up, so we can let them in, right?
Right. If a name comes in that you can always let them in.
Yeah, unknown entity would be locked out.
Right.
They have to wait for the film at 11, so.
So that's how I should put it up. We should put it on the website and newsletter, 7:05.
Well, they have to be, I would say they have to be on by 7. Don't say, I don't think we say 7:05.
7,
But we want them on by 7.
7 o'clock.
And we could use a rule 7:05, right, in our minds, right? Ken could lock them out. I could lock them out too, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, a suggestion I have too is you may want to require people to have a recognizable name.
Okay.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good idea.
Except if people call in, which you can call in using Zoom.
We've had that problem too.
You'll only have a phone number, and it could be someone who's just traveling.
That's a great question. Do we disallow phone calls in?
No, I don't think so. I don't think you have the same problem with the phone as you did what we just had.
We
It's
can lock
taking your
them out.
screen.
Somebody could say
I did it
something.
pretty quick.
Yeah, we could hit that out.
Okay.
No, I think you should
Well,
leave.
we
phone-
won't allow phone numbers in either after 7:05. So we can say it's gonna be locked, the system's gonna be locked down at 7:05, nobody will be allowed in after
All
7.
right.
Or just say after the meeting starts.
After the meeting starts, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, hey, Jeannie, do me a favor, send that note around to everyone on the wording on that, so we all can look at it before we publish it, okay?
Okay, sure.
I want Hunt to look at it too. Check it out. All right, thanks. That's all the new stuff I got. What else? Any other new business I missed? Commissioner's last word. Let's start with Carol. She's been very quiet.
Thanks, Don. So I just wanted to say that for the cleanup, I've seen a lot of submerged material along the lakeshore and Lock Arbor, and when the lake is lowered, I'm sure that will be visible, and I'm hoping that maybe we can get some of that out. And I want to remind anybody from Monmouth University who might be listening that to wear old shoes, or better yet, boots. And Don, if you could bring some of those magnets, I would like to, let's try them in front of some of the storm drains, because I now have these things from 4 municipalities.
That's right.
Middle state.
So I have found them in Asbury Park, Lock Arbor, Allenhurst, and Deal. They are definitely from the street sweepers, no doubt about it.
They are.
They are. And maybe we can fish them out with a magnet, because they do seem to cluster around the storm drains, so they're probably going down the storm drains. So let's try that with your fishing magnets.
Okay. We can also,
Okay.
you should ask the road departments at Allenhurst and Deal what the deal is with these street sweepers. And
It's just the way they are.
they're causing more damage to the streets.
I think it's just the nature of the machine,
Oh, okay. I was surprised they went to metal. I thought they always had like bristles, like heavy duty.
They're
plastic
not.
bristles.
They're metal bristles.
Oh, you
And
said
I just
these are
wanna-
old- Are these older machines?
These are found in the street. And they're-
Oh, I'm looking at Margot. Margot, are these older machines they have?
I think so.
Okay.
It's just what they have. They're not.
We don't want to
But
increase.
it's not a Lock Arbor thing.
Okay.
It's
Steel around ours, right?
Brush on.
It's Deal, Allenhurst, and Asbury. I found them in all 4
Oh, you got it.
municipalities.
Okay,
Yeah, they're just
You know,
lining the street.
I guess we can all check, you know, the commission can check the road departments and see what they say. Okay.
Yeah. And I just want to
Hey,
thank Bruce
Barbara,
for some
I'm sorry, one second.
great,
Margaret, could you give one to Barb when you get a chance?
Oh, I've
Maybe
seen them.
she could take it with her.
Oh, yeah, I can do this.
Yeah, okay. So we'll check the road departments. Just, you know, we'll report back in December. All right,
Okay.
see-
The
Okay,
road department.
I just want to thank Bruce,
go ahead.
Bruce
straight.
I know.
Hold on. Go ahead.
I just want to thank Bruce for great information on the flume. Great research, great,
Yeah.
cool information, really neat.
Thank you.
Margo?
Oh, okay, was gonna say on the street.
Yeah, go ahead.
We have our Clean Ocean Action Beach Suite is this Saturday,
Ooh.
October 19th, 9 to 12:30. Please come or send
Nice
someone. I really have more of a question. Today I saw, there's a house under construction in Lock Arbor. And the man was just, and it happens to have a sewer grate right in front of it at the corner. And the man was just, from the construction team, was just sitting there sweeping something into the grate and watched.
That's
I'm seeing the tail end of it. It wasn't any material I could actually see to like ask him to grab and stop from going in there. What does a citizen do when they actually just see something weird like that? What do you do?
Peter?
I see it all the time. I've seen it my entire professional career. Drives me crazy when landscape contractors blow grass clippings into storm drainlets. You know, you're kind of risking your health sometimes when you confront someone like that. You can do it nicely, but generally they're not very responsive. Yeah,
I think code enforcement, you can take a picture.
difficult.
I've called the police. There are ordinances, I think, probably in your town too.
It's obvious there are ordinances and you're not
Yeah.
supposed to do it, and the drain says, please no trash leads to waterway. But realistically,
Very frustrating.
it's very hard to know what to do in that moment.
I've called the police and they have come over and told people to stop doing it. And then it's actually the homeowners who's responsible if it's a.
Yes, but yes, but that's all beautiful idea, but it sometimes doesn't work.
Yeah, I called the police. It worked for me.
Police could work, I mean. And we've had confrontations on tree cutting before, with police and town and all the officials, and the contractor was putting you open the door and send his dog after the inspector. So that was fun too. So anyway, but good question. Who else? Barb.
Only thing we talked about at the last town meeting was raising beach trees.
Oh, really?
More raisins of beach trees.
Oh. There's couple storm drains at the deal that we're looking at down the road to put some kind of treatment device in. So there's some. There's also storm drains on, what Page Avenue in Deal? 4-3. Yeah, when they put fixed Page Avenue in
It's
Deal.
not Page,
What is
it's
it?
Page and Allen.
What is it?
There's no page in deal.
What is it?
It's
It's
Richmond.
continuous.
It's Richmond. down
Richmond.
there.
Richmond,
That's it.
yes.
All right, Richmond.
Yeah.
They didn't fix the storm drain. They fixed the road, but they didn't fix the road.
Yeah,
So they're non-compliant storm drain. And we mentioned it to the previous administrator, and he's passed away, so we might want to revisit it with the current administration. If you go down that street, right by St. Mary's School,
Oh,
St.
St.
Mary's,
Mary's Church, yes. And
right
that has-
there.
That has come up in more than one town meeting, and they keep saying they're gonna send down little cameras to go figure out if they're da-da-da.
All they need to do is put a grate on, I don't care.
No, there's like 4 different spots that overflow.
Oh, they look, that's because all the trash is.
I don't know who's speaking. I hear a voice,
Oh,
but,
sorry,
It's Barbara
Deal.
from Deal.
oh,
She's
okay.
off to the left, hold on.
no, I don't need to be
There
on
she is.
camera. There I am.
There she is.
Thank you.
Okay, sorry, I did this,
okay.
You should come, Jeannie, come over here, but it's wonderful. It's beautiful in the building. So anyway, thank you. Let me see here. We got Bruce. Yeah, Bruce.
So I think I spoke enough.
I was thinking the same
A
thing.
man of few words.
Janie, how about you?
Well, I just, there were just two things, and I would like Josh to speak a little bit. We've been working to get the new lakefront homeowners, the same information. I wrote a letter, we're putting in the pamphlet that was developed for lakefront homeowners and a card so people can get on our email list. And Josh is mailing them tomorrow, right? Josh, do you want to speak about that?
Yeah, no, they actually went out today. What I did was I pulled sales history since 2020, October of 2020. So we got 4 years worth of turnover for waterfront homes in all municipalities. So as long as it was recorded, publicly, I used it through the MLS system, which is what realtors use. As long as that was listed and sold, they got a letter and the Deal Lake pamphlet and our information, and that should be in their mailboxes tomorrow.
How many were there, Josh?
33 total.
Okay.
But I have some software that'll allow us to pull all waterfront homes. So if we want to do a mass mailer next year, I'd be happy to compile that data and do a mail merge. I would just need help like stuff in the envelopes.
Hey, Josh, question for you. The return address, where's the return address to?
Whatever was on our website was what I used.
So if we don't get
PO
delivered.
box. Yeah.
To Jesse. Okay, got it.
Back to Jesse. The question though, is do you know what the number is, Josh? You haven't pulled that to see how many we had. I think we had about 320 that we hand delivered to last time. So that's.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to pull that. That takes a little more digging.
Yeah.
Because I have to go into tax records to do that, which I can do, but it's a little bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I bring it up, excuse me, Don, but the reason I bring it up is because it's 78 cents, I think, just to send a first class. I don't even know if it would be more than that because depending on the weight, but do we want to spend that to send them or I can, again, ask for volunteers.
Let's wait. Let's see how the year goes. No one's going to be doing anything until probably April. So
right.
Talk about it. We'll talk about it maybe at our March meeting.
Yes, to think about that, whether we want to we'll get a volunteer.
Then we get some volunteers to help out from
the other part is I would like to get started to write another pamphlet for people that are away from the lakefront. And I'd like people's input on that in terms of what else we think. And Margot saying, that is something we should emphasize, not blowing tree leaves and debris and garbage into the storm drain. That's one. There are many things that apply to both lakefront and non-lakefront people, but this brochure, this pamphlet would be for non-lakefront. So, I'd like, anytime you think of anything in particular, I'd like you to send that to me. And Steve, I'll be in touch with you about that as well. But I'd like to get going on that for starting in January.
I'm in no rush of brochure right now. I think we provide a tremendous amount of information on the website, on the Facebook page, and I don't know if anybody reads them. I don't know. What do you think?
I agree with that. I don't think people are reading it.
Yeah, we're spending a huge amount of time on this stuff. I'll be honest, we have so much to do in the coming year on these grants. It's insane amount of work. And we're going to need all hands on deck to help out with a lot of things.
Don, I think part of what we do, right, as part of the grant is an educational piece. And
that's something different, but that's right now.
No, I mean, the grant requires that, doesn't it? Like also to provide information for the public.
Well, we'll revisit it in a couple meetings from now, Jeannie. Okay? We're not going to do it now.
No, but I'm interested in, other people's opinion or other people's.
Our brochure that you helped make, I mean, it was beautiful. And that one we have is awesome. So,
right.
So it's
Don,
keep and use years beyond. So
Don, just the remark about not putting debris in those inlets, the storm drains, they're also called inlets. Maybe you could have, I know you're big on the Boy Scouts, maybe you could get one of these Boy Scouts to make a project to put something on the inlet itself that says, do not put debris in here or something along those lines. Because people,
it's already there.
It does say that.
It's all, the new ones say that.
do that? Okay.
Yeah, they do.
Because
they
people
need a camera on them.
Yeah, I don't think
Back to the police
people.
department, that's what they need.
I don't think people realize, where that stuff is going. They just push stuff in there. So anyway, I was
I agree
unaware of that.
with you. I mean, I
Learn
think if
something
you walk
new
around
every day.
town, look at them, they have.
Education.
Hey, Pete, is that correct?
They have direct access to the waterway,
Yeah.
and some of them have raised lettering, do not. Yeah.
I mean, people, to be honest with you, right, I mean, people don't care. Some people just don't know. They blow leaves,
Well-
they leaves on my property sometimes with my neighbors. So
I-
we corrected that, really.
Sometimes people just don't know. Sometimes it's laziness, but sometimes they don't. And that's why I guess that's my thing is I feel like education helps to solve a lot of our problems. Not all of them, but it's important that the public know because
We had a neighbor in West Allenhurst that chopped down a whole bunch of brush and greenery, and it was on township property. Nobody picked the phone up. And by the time, 4 hours was done, the landscaper had basically destroyed the shoreline. So,
Right.
and I just saw today, they put some seed down, the netting down and the seed within it.
Yeah.
So we don't have a lot of rain, but at least they got some cover down on the ground to protect it from going in the lake. So
Okay.
anyway, that's it for me. That's it. Let's motion opened up for the public.
A motion to open the meeting to the public,
So,
second,
Second.
all in favor?
aye.
Aye.
Okay. Anybody from the public would like to speak? Not many public out there.
there's nobody here.
Motion to close public session.
Motion- Okay, Asbury Park, I make the motion to close.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
We lost our public.
A motion to close the meeting, to adjourn the meeting.
To adjourn.
To adjourn the
During the
meeting.
meeting.
Second,
So moved.
all in favor?
Aye.